everybody. Wow. Thanks for coming to Inbound and seeing us. We're super excited to be with you all today. I'm Kipp Bodner. This is Kieran Flanagan. And today, Kieran, we have an incredibly exciting topic and an amazing guest. Could you set that up for us today?
We said that this year was probably the year of video, AI video. We thought it was going to be an incredible year for AI video. Now, you could argue that it is the year of AI coding. We've seen a lot of evolution there, but there has been so much transformative things that have happened this year, and we truly believe next year is going to be an incredible unlock for AI video. So we had to get one of the world's leading experts in this subject to come onto the podcast, to come to Inbound and tell us all how that is going to happen. Welcome Joshua Xu, the incredible co-founder of HeyGen.
Welcome, Josh. Hi, I'm Joshua, and I'm thrilled to be on this week's episode of Marketing Against the Grain with Kipp and Kieran. Hola, soy Joshua, y estoy encantado de estar en el episodio de esta semana de Marketing Against the Grain.
All right, welcome
Awesome,
Josh.
thank you.
Thanks
for
for being
having
here.
me.
So Joshua, one of the exciting things I get to do outside of my day-to-day role is a bunch of angel investing. And so I get to meet incredible founders who have incredible ideas. And one of the questions I love to ask is, why this problem? Like there's a whole array of problems that you could dedicate your life to solving. Why was this the problem that you wanted to solve?
Sure, yeah. So we live at a video first world. There were 1 billion hours of video being watched on YouTube every day, and the average person watch 17 hours of video every week. And every company wants to make more videos. But the problem is that video is extremely expensive to make. And if you look at the traditional video production pipeline, it involves like scripting, scouting, production, post-production, localization, all we choose if we make some mistake. And the industry rule of thumb of every 1 minute video, it costs about $1,000, right? So I think, we found that, all right, if we can remove the barrier of a camera, we will remove the barrier for visual storytelling for businesses. So that's why it comes down to like the AI generation solution. And with AI, we can really generate a video, 10x faster, 10x cheaper without using the camera. So that's why we built HeyGen. It's an AI video platform that helps customers to grow by making the AI video and making the video much faster. We help customers to create video from text, localize the video into more than 175 languages, and personalize them at scale. Again, in the video first world, our mission is to help the business grow by making visual storytelling accessible to all.
Awesome. I think that's one of the amazing things about AI. It allows you to go from idea to realizing that idea so much quicker with tools like HeyGen. One of the things we love to do, Joshua, in this podcast is we love to demystify this for everyone. We like to turn it into actionable takeaways that they can all go away from this talk and actually start to implement straight away, hopefully right here in the conference with the new HeyGen and HubSpot integration. But we are going to go through 3 core use cases, how you can use HeyGen, how you can use AI video in your business right today. And Kipp, you're going to kick us off with the first use case.
Yeah, so what we want to do today is say, hey, AI video is not this thing you just see random clips of on the internet. It is very practical and applicable to all the work we all do. And the number one use case that we've started to use at HubSpot is localization. So you saw in that intro video from Josh that he welcomed being here in both English and Spanish. Josh, I don't think you speak Spanish.
No.
He's like, no, actually not. And he just said HeyGen can do 175 different languages. What we found at HubSpot is we go to market in 8 different languages. And it was that exact problem. We were spending $5,000 to $10,000 to take a video from one language and recreate it, make it work in a different language. And that would take us 2 to 3 weeks to kind of do that start to finish. Like your point, Josh, it's like takes a little bit of time. And then instead with HeyGen, we can now do it in 1 to 2 days. It costs us about $500 because we have a human review and do some light editing to that process. But it's 5x faster, 5x cheaper, and the viewer engagement and performance of those videos is the same or better than the old way we were doing it. And I think we got a quick video to kind of show the localization. So let's roll that, and then I have a couple questions for Josh.
Searching for your ideal hotel? Do you have tons of tabs open because every site has a different price for the same room? Well, Trivago does all the work for you.
Pour vous les prix de centaines de sites de réservation. Fini les longues heures de recherche et les dépenses inutiles.
You have here a commercial for Trivago that started in English. You can have the exact same commercial because the same value prop. It's a trip booking service. It doesn't change in France versus the US. It's pretty universal for them. And they could make that one ad multilingual extremely quickly. And so I'd love, Josh, for you to break through, how have you seen companies using multilingual AI dubbing, maybe explain the technology and talk a few examples for us?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, the entire translation process is extremely simple. What we need to do is that you upload the video, select the target language, and click submit, and the video will be ready in just like 1 minute. So we have seen customer using it in two ways. One is that customer taking the existing content, like either they produce it in English and then they can translate that and localize that into different languages, and use that to open up a new market and reach the new audience in different part of a region. And I think over time, we are also seeing customers, every time they're filming, even they go to a production of filming new videos, they only need to film it in one language, but after that, multiple version will be ready. So we have seen customer like, Trivago is a great example, they use it for advertising. And we have seen customer like Sinclair Broadcast Group use it for tennis.com, and many small businesses and companies are using that to localize the content for their new audience.
Yeah, like at HubSpot, we use a lot for HubSpot Academy, or a lot of our educational videos where we're trying to teach customers the same thing, but we're trying to do it across all these languages. And I think that's the use case that exists. Sure, you're always gonna have cultural nuances, and you might make ad content or marketing content different for certain markets, but there's always gonna be some that are universal across those markets. And it seems like that's the best place for everyone to start, and even maybe simple video ads are also a really good way to start. Is that how you're seeing most people use the product today?
Yeah, it's totally product spinner, advertising, and even we have seen lots of customers just localizing the asset for local field marketing, and as well as some of the product announcement videos.
Yeah, I think that's the other good point. Like Josh brought up field marketing. I think historically with video, one of the problems that I've always had with video is that because it's so expensive and takes so long, you only use it for your highest value things, right? You're like, okay, this is a big campaign or a big priority, I can have video in it now. And what we're saying is now you can kind of have video in everything. You can have a video that maybe you made for one market and you can localize it and have it for your field marketing and sales teams. It may be an emerging market where you don't spend a ton of marketing or sales dollars, but you still want that local experience, where in the past, candidly, I would have been well, you either just have to use the English version or you just don't have a video like everybody else, right?
Yeah. It's pretty magical that we live in a world where you can build a company and you can go international from day one. You can actually start to internationalize your business.
Okay, real quick. On this show, we help you save time by pinpointing the AI strategies that actually deliver so you can ditch the ones that don't. To help you stay focused, we just dropped the new AI Trends for Marketers report. This resource is packed with original research and findings on the latest trends in the AI space. And we've got some really surprising insights that you can only find right here. Now, you're going to learn the top 5 AI tools across all of marketers. Who wouldn't want to know that information? We're going to tell you exactly how teams are investing in AI and where they are seeing a high return on investment. Is AI going to help or hurt your marketing career? So you can steal hours of research for free. Just grab your copy from the link in the description below. Now we're going to get back to the show.
I want to talk about a second use case that I find really magical. And so the second use case, I had my first daughter in January. I decided at the same time I was trying to be a new parent, I would spend my nights releasing an AI course. And so I released an AI course where I had AI create the course, and then me as an AI avatar using HeyGen and HubSpot, at that time before the integration, actually teach the course. And so I used HeyGen to create an avatar of myself. And I'm just fascinated by how you can personalize video at scale. And one of the things where all of us who have kind of worked in B2B for a while, one of the more magical things is when we could use our CRM data to dynamically change an email to personalize it for a segment of people or even an individual. And it's incredible to think that AI is going to do the same thing for video, right? We're actually going to be able to use our data, use our CRM data, and personalize video for segments and groups of people and even individual people. In HubSpot, we're going to use the integration to actually start to create personalized video in our outreach campaigns to be able to get more meetings booked, be able to reach out to people, and in that kind of way. And so I would love to hear, what are some of the best use cases you've seen in terms of company using personalized video, or even HeyGen themselves, and how you've used that technology to grow your business?
Yeah, sure, 100%. So let me start with the example at HeyGen first. We have this tradition that we have been running, a weekly webinar every Thursday morning. So every time a customer sign up on the webinar, they will get automatic email from us. And with me inside the video, we say, hey, Kieran, thank you for signing up the webinar. We are looking forward to seeing you on Thursday. So that's one way for us to build that customer connection very, very early on. And they would get a video within 2 minutes as long as they sign up. And we're seeing customers like, Sharebird, one of the largest product marketing community. They use a personalized video for their events. Similarly, when the customers register the event, they will get an email from the speaker and with a video sending a greeting message to them. And we're also seeing, company like Publicis Group, they're leveraging this technology to build the avatar for their executive teams, and they're sending over 100,000 emails and wow, with a thank you video to their employees. So another example would be Ogilvy. They're leveraging the technology to help catalog, basically to spin up the personalized video campaign for their cereal product line. Yeah, so I would say this would be the way how we are really looking at it is that every single piece of the personalized text content, mostly around the email format, can be turned into a video. And with the automatic API and pipeline integration, we can really turn that text content to video content that connect with the customers. And what's even more, I think, is that we can also put that particular, let's say I'm reaching out to the customer, I can use my avatar. If my sales team, our customer success team, they can use their own avatar to really build up that connection early on.
Yeah, creating that course is when your message or your mission kind of rang true, make the camera obsolete, because it would be 11 o'clock at night, I should be in bed trying to get sleep as a new parent. I want to create a new module in my course. I don't want to film myself because I look a mess. And so I have a transcript, and I can then just upload the transcript and create the perfect video of myself. The other examples you've showed is that when a customer is going through some sort of onboarding process or they're in your sales sequence, you can now gather data and make that a more human experience by creating that kind of personalized video for them very, very early on. One of the things we talked about backstage, I'm curious to get your take on this, is, okay, the technology is there. The technology is getting better to integrate personal video into what we do. Where do you think we all are in terms of how we interact with that personalized video? Like in terms of customers, how do we feel about getting these kind of personalized videos? And
are people freaked out by getting avatar videos? That's really what you're like asking.
I'm trying to ask
nice. Come on, man.
I said backstage, are people freaked out? And I was going to conference speak it. And then
don't conference speak it. People are freaked out. Do people get freaked out getting these super personalized videos?
The way how we look at it is that there's definitely an adoption curve for any sort of a new technology. But by its nature, when we talk about video generation, it's really a means for us to deliver the content, deliver the visual storytelling, right? So I think, when we talk about the early days on, we can really personalize in an automatic way, say, put a name on the email. That's one sort of way to automate the workflow. And we are just taking that workflow automation to the next level on the video level. I would say, this will become a new norm for the business communication.
We've mentioned a couple times the analog to personalized email and email tokens. And I want everybody to understand that I actually think that's a bad comparison. And the reason is, with email personalization, you would write one email, and then you'd have some tokens throughout that email that would call on data and personalize that specific email. For AI video, the video is just generated from text. So you can have 1,000 videos that all of those videos are completely different. It's not like there's a master template to those videos, right? Like you can basically have a prompt that generates a completely unique video per person, which I think is part of why you're asking the question, are people gonna get freaked out? Because it's not just like, hey, Kieran, it's like, you can have a deeply personal, contextual video experience, right?
Here's a thought process I was going through in relation to this, where you could have an AI avatar today trained on every singular piece of data the company has. So it has all of the calls that your sales team has done, all of the support tickets, all of your product knowledge, and you can join a call and talk to that avatar, and it can perfectly answer all of your questions. If you're a prospect and you're trying to decide if you want to buy that product, and then on the opposite side, a human will answer those questions, but will be inferior in terms of knowledge. But they are purposely inferior because they are trying to like gravitate you towards the next stage of that sales cycle, where the AI avatar is actually just trained to perfectly answer your question. And so there's a way to learn how to integrate these things like into your customer journey in a way that makes sense. But I think I agree with what you said, is it's a new type of content format and a way to bring text to life in better and more interesting ways. I think there's a ton of creative ways that everyone here and all of us can actually start to use that within our own business.
AI video is just way more dynamic than text is the point that I was trying to get across.
Much more creative.
On this one. Okay, I want to talk about the next use case. You ready to move forward?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so use case number 3 is, we've talked about these AI avatars in terms of a couple things, localizing your video as well as personalized video, but they could also act as kind of a reactive concierge. And you can have a personal concierge that can triage questions. Kind of how I think about this, when inbound marketing started, people would come to your website and they'd fill out a form. Then a little while later, people would come to your website and they'd interact with you on chat and then a little while later you had chat automation where there would be a basic bot or AI that would provide a little text. Now we're talking about having an AI avatar that's audio and video on your website that can interact with you in real time like a person could. And I think we've got a video from our friend Ryan Hoover who can kind of demonstrate that for us. So let's play that and then we'll get into it.
Hi, I'm Ryan Hoover. Nice to meet you. Hey Joshua, great to hear from you at HubSpot Inbound. I'm Ryan Hoover, the founder of Product Hunt, a platform dedicated to discovering and sharing new technology products. How's the event going so far?
Event's going great.
Josh is able to interact with this avatar in this demo via text or audio. And it's not just that this AR avatar has like set language, it is contextual to the questions, right? It's using a large language model on the back end to say, oh, Josh is at an event. I need to reference that event in my response and ask him how it's going at inbound. And to me, this is like kind of mind-blowing because it's a very different experience than we're all used to. We're all used to the voiceless, faceless chat bot and waiting for 10 minutes to connect to an agent, and for us, and our like laptop goes to sleep or our phone goes to sleep and then we have to reconnect, all of those things. So it's a pretty big shift in how we're interacting. So Josh, I would love for you to walk us through how you're seeing companies use these avatars, and again, kind of how consumers are feeling as part of that interaction.
We call this product and use case interactive avatar. So it's not only just a demo, it's actually available for everybody to try it out in the product today. So the use cases for interactive avatar has been very horizontal, like ranging from all sorts of customer interaction and experience, like sales, marketing, customer success, and support. Especially one example would be support, that we are really can turn the chat bubble, usually it's a text interaction, and turn that into a video interaction, right? So, and we are also rolling out a new version of that interactive avatar where you can actually, we call it meeting avatar, where you can have the avatar to attend the Zoom meeting for you. So where you can actually send the avatar to join some customer support or success calls. I think we're still pretty early on in terms of how our customer reacted to it. But I think what was one thing we did at HeyGen is that we actually use our own interactive avatar to help to answer the questions about this particular product. And I think so far it's been great. There's probably many calls happening every day without us having to jump onto the call. I think customers get what they want, get a question answer, asking about the pricing, asking about where's the API doc, how does the product work.
So it seems like these interactive avatars with an LLM behind it are better at answering more complex questions, having a more real-time interaction, handling and deflecting a lot more, especially in support and customer success. And then you like Yamini said this morning in her keynote, leaving the real high subtlety, high detail questions for human interaction. And so it seems like the next step past that chat agent, chat bot interaction, is that how you all are viewing it, I guess is what I'm trying to understand.
So I think the one thing I've been personally feeling most excited about this, interactive avatar is that, traditionally when we talk about the CRM data, right? So the data has to come from a human input, or it has to come from, we connect some external data source to join that together. But all this conversation happening on the interactive avatar, they're unstructured, but they are really, really important and valuable data about that customer because it represents what the question they ask, what the journey look like, where they are in terms of the customer journey. And I see a great potential we can integrate this conversational data, even though that's unstructured, but it can be totally processed with the latest technology around LLM and put that and add to that to the existing CRM. I think that would be the most exciting area I'm looking
I couldn't agree. That is a lot of where the future of CRM is going. Andy and Yamini this morning talked about structured and unstructured data, and that those two things are coming together. What you're saying is hey, you have all this unstructured data, just questions people are chatting in, and LLMs are going to be able to organize that and make it clear in the CRM, make it more like structured data so that you can then do follow-on engagement, follow-on interactions with that, which is going to incentivize all of us to use these interactive type of avatars to continue to have better customer data, prospect data for all of our go-to-markets, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think, another thing is that I think the whole large language model is moving towards a multi-modal model, right? So I think the model will start very, very soon to understand not only the text content about the conversation, but also the emotion, the tone of the voice of a customer. And I think that's also another level of the important information. Do they ask this question with doubt or just purely a question to curious to learn more about it? I think those will be invaluable information to CRM as well.
I mean, there's two big things that changes for B2B companies, as part of this conversation is the customer journey to date is mostly text driven.
Yes.
You go to chat, you get email, and it's mostly personalized one-to-many. And I think there's two things that will drastically change with AI, and that we'll have a multimodal customer journey where the AI will be able to switch between text, video, and auditory based upon what your likes are. You can imagine in the chat, you'll be able to switch between text, audio, and video. You'll be able to consistently carry that experience throughout the customer journey. And then the second one is you're going to be able to, as you said, learn how that person interacts with you throughout that customer journey and start to personalize that experience much more. So it's truly everyone gets a concierge to walk them through buying a product and to stay with them after they actually have bought that product and interact in the kind of modality that they want.
All right, we can't leave without talking about the future, right? We got a couple minutes left. Those are all three things that you all can go do today. Literally go out in the hall, you can do the localization, you can do personalized video, you can beta the interactive avatar. But Kieran, let's set us up for what we are going to be talking about 6 months from now.
You covered one of our big ones, which is our people freaked out. We kind of got that out of the way. We believe, Joshua, that next year really is going to be the year for AI for video. We've seen a ton of improvements this year. HeyGen have improved their technology, incredibly. So what are the things that you are really excited about next year that will come in terms of AI video, be unlocked for how we all use that technology?
Yeah, sure. The way how we really break down the problem about video generation is that we take it into two components, right? The A roll and the B roll. And when we talk about avatar, replacing the camera, localizing the content for the actor, for the speaker, it's more about A roll. I think there's a huge ton of application there around the B roll, transition, adding elements, voiceover, music, and layout of the video, stuff like that. I think one of the most exciting areas that we're working on is actually integrating the B-roll together with the avatar. So essentially, what you're generating is not only an actor's footage, but it's actually end-to-end video. I think that's one. I think another thing is that just if we look at the avatar today, it still have not, passed the Turing test for some of the high-end external marketing use cases. Especially, if we talk about advertising, I think the application there is still not that many. And I think, one of the exciting area that we're actively working on is enabling the gesture rendering of the avatar. Essentially, if we look at the problem about how do we make the avatar more natural, right? So usually when we speak, we don't speak only with the mouth. You speak together with your head movement, with your eyebrow movement, with your body, and with your gesture as well. I think that level of the gesture rendering will really bring the avatar and bring the A role of the content to be the next level in terms of engagement and naturalness. Yeah, those are the two things.
And we talked a lot about this. My original video, I'm all hands, hands. So, and the aesthetics on the hands has got much better. And so you can kind of see that come to life in the kind of new models. My one is, I didn't know that I could have an AI avatar go to Zoom meetings. So that is my number one use case that I am going to be signing up for. So you will never see me again.
I'm just going to talk to Avatar Kieran in our meetings now.
Yeah, you can talk to AI Avatar meeting Kieran and all.
It'll make me feel. It'll be similar. Can it do the podcast for you too?
It can do the podcast. It can take the notes. It's going to be a full thing.
No, in all seriousness, the use case that I am most excited about is that concierge use case, which is the most emerging use case, and I think we're just getting started. At that point, right, the product's in beta for you all. There's a bunch of companies trying to figure that out. Companies like us are trying to get our data organized in a way that can handle that. So I think the first two are going to be the most necessary over the next 6 months, but I think 6 months from now, we're going to unlock the next one. Anything else, gentlemen, before we close out?
I think we've covered.
We have covered AI video. It is
AI video next year.
AI video is going to be way more dynamic. B2B go-to-markets are going to be video, audio, and text, not just text. I think that was a great point. I would love for everybody to give a big round of applause to our guest, Joshua.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. You can find Marketing Against the Grain wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube, and we'll see you again sometime soon.
All right.
This data is wrong every freaking time.
Have you heard of HubSpot? HubSpot is a CRM platform where everything is fully integrated.
Whoa, I can see the client's whole history, calls, support tickets, emails, and here's a task from 3 days ago I totally missed.
HubSpot. Grow better.